Hey there folks, and welcome back for another video. And today I want to talk about the Jefe Razor Head. Now I used this yesterday for my face, and I had a nice shave with it. I thought it was very nice. A little while afterwards, however, I used it for the nape or the back of my neck using, double mirror. A mirror in front and a mirror back. And I used it to get that hair that grows below your hairline. And I got weepers and cuts. And I had no clue what it was because I had a great shave on my face. Now it's a little bit of an awkward angle, when you're doing the nape of your neck and you're reaching behind, so I don't know if that attributed to it or not. But also I happened to notice that Brian Lynch of Razor and Brush pointed out something that I had not initially noticed, and I'll show you what he's talking about. I have to put this up close where you can see it. As you can see, those notches that the blade rests in are tall from top to bottom, but they're not very wide. And I'll show you the problem with that. When you put the blade in there, you see that blade play? So you have to be very careful to get that aligned properly. If you don't, you can have a scenario where that blade is uneven because there's play in there. See it? See that jitter? Now the problem with that is if you don't take notice of it and pay attention when you're tightening the razor down, you can have an uneven blade. Evidently, when I did the shave on my face, it was straight because I had a nice shave, but when I did my neck, it was not, and that's the only thing I can attribute it to because I've never had any problem shaving the back of my neck. Now what I will say is if you get that in there straight, and you tighten it down, the blade is firmly in place. So there's no jitter once you tighten it down. But the problem with that is you got to make sure it's nice and taut. And with an aluminum head, that could be a problem if you're tightening it very tight. I tend just to go taut and then leave it at that. And it seems to keep that blade in place. But if it works itself loose for any reason, like yesterday, maybe I hit it on something and it loosened up. If you loosen it up, see what happens? Now that could happen with any razor, don't get me wrong, but since the posts on this one aren't wide enough, it's more pronounced. So you have to make sure you have aligned it properly and tightened it down. Otherwise you could have a problem. Now I don't know if this was the flaw in the razor because I can't see visually any cosmetic issues, but this, let's put it back in there so you can see it again. You look at that, you see that play in there? Both up and down and right to left. So those posts really aren't big enough. They're plenty tall enough, but they're not wide enough to hold that in place without some, I'm just calling it jitter, movement. That's not a good thing for me. So I wanted to make everyone aware of that after learning about that and after using it on my neck. And I was puzzled, to be honest with you, because I got a great shave with this on my face, but I assume it was straight and then I tightened it down and it stayed in place nicely. But on my neck, it was not the same scenario. So rather than to leave that other video out there hanging where I really liked it, I thought I'd come back and update you on that. That can be a problem. Now you may get this razor and you don't mind aligning that blade every time and tightening it down, that's fine. I just wanted you to be aware that that could indeed be a problem, and I'm going to have to be very careful with it. And you'll see even, again, unless you tighten it down, that thing is pretty shifty there. So you can have that blade going all over the place. If you get one of these, very important to make sure it's taut when you screw it down and that it remains that way. If it doesn't, you're going to get blade jitter, and that is not a good thing. So I know I've repeated myself, but I want everybody to make sure they understand if you're getting one of these as they are today, it's not perfect. And that to me is a flaw. I don't know if that was the flaw that was mentioned. When you buy it, there was a disclaimer, so you can't really complain. I didn't know it was going to be affect the function of the razor. It's normally cosmetic. This can affect the function of this razor. So I just wanted you guys to be aware of it. And thanks, Brian Lynch, for pointing that out, because to be honest with you, I was puzzled because I got a really nice shave with it on my face. And it's capable of delivering a nice shave. But you've got to be careful and pay special attention to this razor. And in my opinion, if you have to pay special attention to something, there's too many other options out there. So for me, this would be a no-go, because it impairs the function of the razor potentially, and that's not something I want to fool with at 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So not a good situation for me, although there was a disclaimer, like I said. So, you know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I will stick with the Colonial Razors General, the Above the Tie SE1, and the Razor Rock Hawk. Or you can get the Above the Tie SE2 as well. All of those have worked out this issue and don't have this problem, which to me is a problem. All right, folks. Thanks as always for watching. You guys have a great day, and let's remember, until next time, make America shave again.